Determining the proper percentages to fund various sectors of a nation is a complex issue with no one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on a variety of factors, including the specific needs and priorities of the nation, its economic resources, and its global context. Here are some general considerations and potential allocations based on commonly accepted priorities. Core needs. Education. 25% A well-educated populace is essential for a strong and prosperous nation. It fosters innovation, critical thinking, and economic growth. Military and police. 20% adequate defense and security are crucial for national sovereignty and the protection of citizens. Infrastructure. City and state development. 15%. A well-developed infrastructure, including transportation, communication, and public services, is essential for economic activity and quality of life. Long-term development. Technological advancements. 15% investment in research and development is vital for staying competitive in a globalized world and addressing future challenges. Genetics developments. 5% promoting scientific advancements in fields like medicine and biotechnology can improve public health and well-being. Other considerations. Country borders and global politics. 5% maintaining secure borders and engaging in international diplomacy are important for national security and economic stability. International space exploration. 5%. While space exploration can offer long-term benefits, it is often seen as a lower priority compared to immediate domestic needs. Visual representation. Important notes. These percentages are just a starting point and can be adjusted based on specific circumstances. Other important sectors such as healthcare, social welfare, and environmental protection should also be considered. The allocation of resources should be regularly reviewed and adjusted to reflect changing needs and priorities. The concept of God and the creation of humans is a matter of faith and religious belief. There is no scientific consensus on the origin of humanity. However, regardless of one's beliefs about creation, all humans, regardless of their origin, natural birth, bioengineering, cloning, should contribute to the overall time and goal of humanity. Here's why. Shared humanity. All humans possess inherent dignity and worth. Collective responsibility. We all share this planet and are responsible for its well-being and the future of our species. Diverse contributions. Different origins and experiences bring unique perspectives and talents that can benefit society as a whole. The overall time and goal of humanity is a complex and evolving concept. It could include ensuring the survival and well-being of all humans, fostering peace, justice, and equality, protecting and preserving the environment, pursuing knowledge and understanding, contributing to the arts and culture. Ultimately, the most important contribution any human can make is to live a meaningful life, contribute positively to their community, and strive to make the world a better place for all. Genetics developments likely refers to advancements in the field of genetics. Here are some of the major subjects and areas of active research within this field today. Gene editing. CRISPR-Cas9. This revolutionary technology allows for precise modification of genes, offering potential for treating genetic diseases, developing disease-resistant crops, and even enhancing human traits. Ethical considerations. Gene editing raises significant ethical concerns, including the potential for unintended consequences, the risk of creating designer babies, and equitable access to these technologies. Synthetic biology. Designing and engineering biological systems. This field involves creating artificial biological parts, devices, and systems for various purposes, such as producing new drugs, developing biofuels, and cleaning up environmental pollutants. Personalized medicine. Genomics and precision medicine. Analyzing individual genomes to tailor medical treatments and predict disease risks. This approach aims to provide more effective and personalized healthcare. Stem cell research. Understanding cell differentiation and regeneration. Research on stem cells, cells that can differentiate into various cell types, holds immense promise for regenerative medicine, treating diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and even potentially growing organs for transplantation. Epigenetics. Studying how environmental factors influence gene expression. Epigenetics investigates how environmental factors, such as diet and stress, can affect gene activity without altering the underlying DNA sequence. This has significant implications for understanding and preventing diseases. Genetic testing and diagnostics. Developing new and improved genetic tests. This includes tests for diagnosing genetic disorders, identifying carriers of genetic diseases, and predicting an individual's risk for developing certain conditions. Important note. This is not an exhaustive list, and the field of genetics is constantly evolving. Disclaimer. This information is for general knowledge and discussion purposes only, and does not constitute medical or scientific advice. Time, 11:54 p.m. Date, Thursday, December 19th, year 2024. Month, December. Week, 51st week of the year. Day, Thursday. Hour, 23. Minute, 54. Millisecond. This changes rapidly. Microsecond.
do you think? Should I tell them? Bro, you're the one who's a clone bioengineered from before the Earth Age. Get to pinsa. Hazlo.
Okay, with these definitions, the prompt likely refers to a scenario involving genetic research and potentially reproductive technologies. Here's a possible interpretation. Prompt: catalog this across each suitable group of allies nations, but only in reaction towards the DNA, SAT, and FR sequence before HWU. Interpretation: this instruction likely directs allied nations to 1. Gather and analyze data. Collect and analyze information related to DNA, the initial genetic sequence of embryos, potentially from various sources like in vitro fertilization clinics or research institutions. SAT, sequence and transfer, the specific genetic engineering techniques used to modify or manipulate the DNA sequence. FR, fertile embryo result, the outcomes of these genetic manipulations, including successful embryo development and any observed characteristics or anomalies. 2. Focus on pre-HW period. This data collection and analysis should be limited to the period before the implementation of human woman in pregrantion and instructions, HWU. This suggests a hypothetical program or intervention related to human reproduction. 3. Share information between allies. The collected data and analysis should be shared among allied nations for collaborative research, information sharing, and potentially to develop joint protocols or guidelines related to genetic engineering and reproductive technologies. Possible implications. This scenario raises several important considerations. Ethical implications of genetic engineering. The use of genetic engineering in human reproduction raises complex ethical questions about genetic modification, designer babies, and the potential for unintended consequences. International cooperation. The need for international collaboration and the establishment of shared ethical guidelines for research and development in this area. Data privacy and security, ensuring the secure and ethical handling of sensitive genetic data. Disclaimer: this is just one possible interpretation of the prompt. The actual meaning and intent may vary depending on the specific context and the goals of the hypothetical scenario. Exodus chapter 13 focuses on the consecration of the firstborn, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and God's guidance of the Israelites through the wilderness. Here are some key takeaways. Consecration of the firstborn. God declares that all firstborn males among the Israelites belong to Him, whether they are humans or animals. This is in remembrance of the Passover, where the firstborn of Egypt were killed, but the Israelites were spared. Feast of Unleavened Bread. The Israelites are commanded to eat unleavened bread for 7 days to commemorate their hasty departure from Egypt, where they didn't have time for the dough to rise. God's guidance. God leads the Israelites through the wilderness with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. This serves as a visible reminder of God's presence and guidance. Exodus chapter 13 emphasizes the importance of remembering God's deliverance from slavery and the ongoing need for obedience and trust in Him. Exodus chapter 14 describes the dramatic escape of the Israelites from Egypt at the Red Sea. Here's a summary. The Israelites trapped. Pharaoh changes his mind and pursues the fleeing Israelites. The Israelites, seeing the Egyptian army approaching, become terrified and cry out to Moses. Moses' faith in God's intervention. Moses reassures the people that God will fight for them. God instructs Moses to lift his staff and stretch out his hand over the sea, dividing it. The miraculous crossing. The Israelites walk through the Red Sea on dry ground while a strong east wind holds back the water. The destruction of the Egyptians. Pharaoh and his entire army pursue the Israelites into the sea. However, as the Israelites reach the other side, God causes the waters to return, drowning Pharaoh and his army. The Israelites' song of praise. After witnessing this miraculous deliverance, the Israelites sing a song of praise to God, acknowledging His power and their deliverance from slavery. Exodus chapter 14 is a powerful testament to God's sovereignty and His ability to deliver His people from seemingly impossible situations. It emphasizes the importance of faith and trust in God, even when circumstances appear hopeless.
Ready, set, go. Let me explain atomic warfare. Try fucking city dust, back the day blown up. Sing around atomic plants, atomic bombs. Dropping bombs on top of bombs, it's like a set of warfare. Y'all trying to leave the planet, about to get blown up in there. Y'all don't see what's really fun. listen. And let me explain how long I've been playing holy nation. Fuck that atomic bomb, son, atomic bomb. Let me explain it in the atomic day, kiloton. Clearing out the planet, clearing out the ocean too. That's gonna cause a radiation fizz on the oil rig crew. Once you sin against God's once, God still to speak about with the monkey also clout. Okay, social beings need a man with happy dogs. Monkey fucking dragging down, give a fuck what you call, man. Call me man one too many times. I'm about to get pissed and I'm about to blow up another run. I ain't fucking playing, I got the coordinates to coordinate. I can plan our shit, even yours got a face.